This is Mark's area. He had a little party last night, got a little out of control. He finished Cyberforce #1, so in record time, so we threw a little party for him. And actually, he was out of town on a convention, and so we thought we'd... I don't know why. It wasn't actually me. It was Scott Williams. He's the evil man here. I was not involved in this stuff. But this is, how many cans this is? I think this is 10 cans worth of, 14 cans of this stuff at $3 a pop. We take our jokes very seriously around here.
Today on HeroTV. You'll meet Rob Liefeld, one of the founding fathers of Image and the driving force behind Extreme Studios. See exactly how Youngblood, Supreme, Prophet, and other comics come to life. Next, we'll visit Dark Horse Comics. This leading-edge publisher is responsible for hot titles like Alien vs. Predator and John Byrne's Next Men. Hero also gives you an exclusive preview of the dynamic new animated series, Youngblood. All this and more today on HeroTV.
Read or collect comics, then you have to have a Hero. Hero Illustrated is here. A magazine exploding with previews of new comics, interviews with the best names in the business, plus exclusive updates on incredible comics like Marvel's Venom, and the latest comic book news from the hottest imprints like Image, DC, Valiant, Dark Horse, and the best of the rest. You'll find the latest insider info on upcoming movies, video games, and animation in every full-color issue. Or the store near you selling Hero and other great comics, call 800-321-HERO. Become part of the adventure.
On Super NES and Sega Genesis. Fight me!
Now back to the show. For over 5 years, Dark Horse Comics has capitalized on movie licenses by creating original stories based on films ranging from Aliens to Indiana Jones. But Dark Horse's success goes well beyond movie tie-ins. Dark Horse has earned critical acclaim for titles like John Byrne's Next Men, Concrete, and The Mask. Dark Horse is also the home of other hot miniseries, including Matt Wagner's Grendel Tales and Star Wars Dark Empire. The hottest new offering from Dark Horse may be their Comics Greatest World series that introduced 16 different titles last summer. Look for more from this superhero universe in '94. Dark Horse's combination of unique artwork styles and storylines has catapulted the company into one of the strongest and most diversified comic publishers on the market. The continued success of licensed stories has enabled Dark Horse to provide mature titles from the best names in the business while exploring original comic themes and non-traditional characters such as Mask, which will be turned into a movie later this year, as well as the launch of their own superhero universe, which will continue to grow with monthly titles in the months to come. The company's blend of strong writing and recognizable characters definitely makes Dark Horse a name to watch in the future. From the heart of Boneville comes the title character of Jeff Smith's award-winning humor comic, Bone. This whimsical blend of black and white artwork and storytelling on a grand scale unites the Bone Cousins on a continuing series filled with danger and adventure. In a series populated with characters who use good cheer as their weapons, Bone has a loyal, growing audience with each issue. In addition to some of the best storytelling you can find in comics today, Bone's status as a bona fide hit is further bolstered by a wide cast of supporting characters that help fill each book with fun and adventure. Among them are Bone's love interest, Thorn, providing other dimensions to the story. Don't pass up Bone. Malibu Comics has announced the formation of Bravura, a new series of creator-owned comics that debut this year. 7 industry heavyweights make up the creative team. Among the featured contributors to Bravura are Walt Simonson, Gil Kane, Stephen Grant, and Peter David. Also adding to Bravura is Jim Starlin, who will put his unique talents to work to bring greed to life, as well as Howard Chaykin with his book, Power and Glory. Meanwhile, most people think of Batman as a dark, mysterious loner who prefers going solo when stalking villains at night. In fact, the Dark Knight has been a part of the most intriguing team-ups in comics. DC Universe team-ups continue to expand. The Dark Knight has also joined forces with Marvel Comics' Incredible Hulk to battle the Joker. And from the world of film came the Predator. In 1994, the Dark Knight tag teams with some of the hottest names in comics, including Todd McFarlane's Spawn, and a return match with Britain's favorite legal eagle, Judge Dredd.
Introducing the Looney Tunes family of video games from Sunsoft.
Family pictures.
There's Bugs Bunny Rabbit Rampage.
Now you're talking.
Speedy Gonzales. Looney Tunes. Fluffer and Fuckatash. Roadrunners Death Valley Rally. Beep beep. Tasmania. Finally, Daffy Duck, the Marvin Mission.
Excellent.
Move, Earthling.
Kinda pushy for a guy with no mouth. You're despicable, and I'm iridescent. What do you know? Glow in the duck.
That's it! The Looney Tunes family of games only from Sunsoft.
From Sunsoft on Super NES and Sega Genesis. Bite me.
Comics are what Extreme Studios are all about, with bestsellers like Youngblood leading the way. Rob Liefeld, as part of Image Comics, became a major force in comics last year. How did Liefeld work his way from X-Force to Extreme? Slowly but surely.
It's a studio that I began about 2.5 years ago because I was tired of working alone. I mean, comics for a lot of people is a lonely business. You just kind of wake up every day and it's either like your bedroom or your living room or a little studio that you have. I had shared some studios in the past with like Jim Valentino. I shared a studio with him for about a year, like my second year in comics. And then when I broke off, right towards the end of X-Force, I was trying to do Youngblood and X-Force at the same time, and I'd never done that kind of a load, doing 2 monthly books. So I hired the first guy actually, well, Marat Michaels, who does Brigade, has been with me for years. He used to assist me. I draw my pages real small, tiny on the page, and have them blown up on the copy machine and then transferred, and then I do the finishes. So he was kind of that in-between step. He'd take my drawings and do the copying, blow it up on the copy machine, transfer it. So he was kind of an assistant to me, did some background. Then I hired Richard Horry. He's now doing some books for us. And it was kind of just us three. So I wanted to start my own studio and work with young talent. So just these people that I meet through conventions or through the mail. Jeff Matsuda's work came through the mail. Dan Frega actually stalked me for 2 years, and until I gave him a job, he ripped off my phone number from this convention. And suddenly I was getting calls at midnight from this guy who just wanted to talk about comic books. And I go, hey, who is this? He goes, this is Dan. I'm like, oh my gosh. Then he got my fax number. I mean, he had total access to me. I felt like I was being watched, And finally Murat goes, he's an okay kid. You should give him some work.
HeroTV will be right back.
For the first time, America's most exciting and legendary motion picture hero comes to the screen like you've never seen him before. The Bat! In an all-new, larger-than-life feature film. Now, the Dark Knight confronts his newest and most menacing villain.
Your angel of death awaits.
The Phantasm.
I want you.
And faces his greatest danger.
Can't be too careful with all those weirdos around.
The soaring new adventure. Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, the animated movie.
In the beginning, it was me looking for a lot of young, fresh talent, and I still look for a lot of young, fresh talent because I think it's exciting to take a guy from level A to, like, you know, to Z and watch his growth. Now, obviously, you can walk down, you know, if you're a comic fan, I mean, because like I am, I walk down the halls and I go, oh, there's Dan Hanoshi, you know, he's right down the hall. Wow, I love his inking, you know. There's Mark Purcell, and there's Art Taban, there's Kiko Taganashi doing the killer colors. I mean, it's kind of the fan in me is definitely entertained by the whole, you know, idea of Extreme as well. But I think we've really rounded it out. We've got a lot of young talent, we've got a lot of established talent, and we're just trying to entertain and do the best books we can.
Rob Liefeld has assembled one of the most talented teams of creators, inkers, and computer colorists in the comic book world. Creative, driving enthusiasm contributed to Rob's immediate but unexpected rapid success.
Yeah, I took some time off because things had just, I wasn't ready when Image started out. I think I actually thought that I could do X-Force and Youngblood monthly and then start a whole bunch of other books. And that crashed on me real fast, the reality of that situation. Things didn't work out the way they should. I remember I was just really excited to be able to work with friends. I mean, the first issue of Youngblood, a good friend of mine helped me write it. A good friend of mine colored it. Jim Valentino's wife, Diane, who I'd known and liked her a lot, lettered it. And it was just kind of like I was just piecing together, you know, friends to work with. And I think I learned that, wow, you know, I can actually not just only work with friends, but work with people I've always wanted to work with, the Steve Olafs, the Digital Chameleons, you know, and the opportunities were there, and I think I learned a lot from some of the other guys in Image and their approach. We all pretty much stopped doing what we did for Marvel one day, and the next day we were drawing for Image, and there was no setup time. And I think that right now what I'm doing is I'm taking some time off to structure things, and I think the books are reflecting that. I think right now I'm kind of, I'm in coach mode, you know, I do my own stuff. I wake up every morning, I work for a few hours, and I'm getting my stuff done. I'm putting shoes in the drawer. You haven't seen anything solicited with my name on it. I don't know when this is going to air, you know, but for right now, it's been about 6 months. There hasn't been anything with my name as an artist. Because writing and stuff, that's different. That doesn't obviously tax your time the way the artwork does. But I probably won't have anything out till next summer.
With a new Youngblood book in the works for next summer, Extreme editor Eric Stevenson will have more characters and new titles.
Brigade there's a new character coming in the book called Roman, and he's like a undersea character. They're gonna do some stuff with him, and I don't want to tell the whole thing, but we're gonna reveal the origin of the characters Seahawk and Cold Snap in the book during the course of the story. We're going to be going into a crossover that we're going to have next year, and it's going to have all the books. Brigade, Bloodstrike, Supreme, Team Youngblood. All those books are going to cross over with one another, and they're all going to be joining together to fight a single villain who is going to be revealed in the pages of Team Youngblood, I think 6 or 7. And then he'll go over into Bloodstrike and Brigade, and then he'll have a big confrontation with Supreme, where something really big happens in that issue that I'm not going to say. And the whole thing spins off into this new title I was just telling you about. The book's called The New Man, and that issue will not have anything to do with the crossover, but it will spring out of that, and that'll sort of be the impetus for why we have that book.
To collect comics, then you have to have a hero. Hero Illustrated is here, a magazine exploding with previews of new comics, interviews with the best names in the business, plus exclusive updates on incredible comics like Marvel's Venom, and the latest comic book news and the hottest imprints like Image, DC, Valiant, Dark Horse, and the best of the rest. You'll find the latest insider info on upcoming movies, video games, and animation in every full-color issue. Or the store near you selling Hero and other great comics, call 800-321-HERO. Become part of the adventure.
Since its formation, Rob Liefeld's Extreme has enjoyed growth in new characters while increasing the industry's standard of art, but always keeping his sights on the cutting edge. Liefeld has elevated the process of computer coloring of comic books into a unique art form.
I think we've really rounded it out. We've got a lot of young talent, we've got a lot of established talent, and we're just trying to entertain and do the best books we can. Johns is another new inker that we've got working here at Extreme. Very talented. This is a page from Jeff Matsuda's work on the Troll. This is looking sweet. Byron colors. I'd say half the books that we do here at Extreme, we use a bunch of color artists. But here is before Byron, after Byron. Very cool, very cool.
In his quest for the ideal company, Rob is always looking for new talent. Extreme is taking the lead position among fans and industry.
We're in here alone, but yeah, so more pages on computer, and I guess that will end our tour of Extreme because everyone went to lunch, so we're out of here.
Don't move. HeroTV will be back in a moment.
To collect comics, then you have to have a hero. Hero Illustrated is here, a magazine exploding with previews of new comics, interviews for the best names in the business, plus exclusive updates on incredible comics like Marvel's Venom, and the latest comic book news and the hottest imprints like Image, DC, Valiant, Dark Horse, and the best of the rest. You'll find the latest insider info on upcoming movies, video games, and animation in every full-color issue. Or the store near you selling Hero and other great comics, call 800-321-HERO. Become part of the adventure.
Now, back to more HeroTV. Following on the heels of Batman and the X-Men, Extreme Studios has announced that Youngblood will begin a new life as an animated television show next fall. In charge of bringing Shaft, Chappelle, and the rest of the Youngblood crew to life is a new animation company called Roustabout Productions. Hero spoke with Rob Liefeld about the new venture and the people behind the program.
The only animated show is set to air probably in the fall of, is this not 93, 94? We don't have a network to announce yet, but if you were here like a week later, I can tell you where it was going to be. But it's with a new company called Roustabout Productions. They're a group of animators. Collectively from Warner Brothers, from Universal, from Saban. These guys have worked on the Batman show, the X-Men show, the Animaniacs. They've worked on, gosh, I mean, everything. Between them, they have like 60, 70 years experience. These guys came into my office one day, and they just said, you know, we'd like to pitch some stuff for Youngblood. I figured they were just going to tell me about their backgrounds, about their talents. They whip out this storyboard of Youngblood already finished. They whip out this, like 8 finished cells, and I go, wow, I'm being worked here. I mean, because, you know, usually in the meetings I try and you know, kind of be stone-faced, and, you know, okay, yeah, I don't go for that, and not give away, you know, the emotional part of it. But I was like, oh my gosh, wow. And I was in talks with a couple other animated shows, and they were all suits. There were suits always talking to me. You know, they'd come in their 3-piece suits, and they didn't really, they were pitching their company, but these guys were artists. I was talking to artists, and they're kind of doing the same thing in animation that we were doing in comic books, which is they're taking the power into their own hands and taking their destinies in their own hands. They're tired of, you know, the light switch being turned off when the episode order is full. And the great thing about these guys is they're all comic book fans. They knew all about Youngblood. They knew about the characters, Image Comics, you know, everything that we're doing, all the books that we do here at Extreme. And that afternoon they left. I got on the phone with the people who I needed to talk to, the agents and everyone who kind of helps me put this stuff together, and gave it a thumbs up, and we've been going straight forward ever since. We went, again, 2 networks are bidding for it right now, and so we'll see. We'll see what goes. But it should be a lot of fun, because these guys, again, they're all comic book fans, and they all, you know, we can sit around and talk about, you know, Jack Kirby, John Byrne, all the cool stuff that we liked as kids and what we want to do with the cartoon show. And the great thing about these guys is they're hungry. They don't want to go out and do something bad. You know, obviously on their first job, where no one's going to want to work with them, they've got to do, you know, the highest quality that they can do. So it's exciting. I mean, because Youngblood was created for that kind of, you know, animation, toys, you know, that realm, I guess.
Now, seen for the first time anywhere are the original character sketches for Youngblood. Hero for regular updates on this scorching new program. Get set for the most thrilling ride of your life as HeroTV brings you face-to-face with some of the hottest video games ever made and gets down and dirty with new hardware and high technology.
The Earth is mine. Everything is mine. Now, to punish the Earthlings for their foolish resistance.
The technology, look, feel, and humor of games is evolving. These games demonstrate the high quality of today's products. New hardware systems, such as 3DO, reveal outstanding graphics. Check out the 3DO games from Dynamix. Stellar Draxon's Revenge and Crystal Dynamics' Total Eclipse demonstrate the fluid animation, incredible interaction, and tremendous graphics. HeroTV's Collector's Top 10. X number 1. Uncanny X-Men number 266.